everyone, this is Tracy here. I just thought I'd do a short video just to show you around the different selling platforms out there and how to use it. I might not put all the information in and there might be one or two parts I forget to put in, but I will do my best. I hope this helps with you selling on like eBay, Spock, Gumtree and Facebook and all that. First of all, we're going to start with eBay. Okay, so just show you about the various, everybody I'm sure is aware of eBay. It's an auction site where you could either put things on auction and people bid, or you can do a buy it now and people just pay for your items one off. So here we go. I will just explain. eBay do have some fees and it is written down here on this page. Final value fees, so when your item sells you will pay 10% of the final transaction fee value including postage. They call it a final value fee, but they cap the fees up to £250. But you have to remember that on top of that you will have your PayPal fees as well. Now I am based in the UK and for us the PayPal fees are 3.4%. I will go over this at the end of the video about PayPal shortly, but and then you pay a 20p transaction fee on top of that. So if I sell within my own country, those will be the fees on top of the 10%, so then you're looking at 13.4% in fees. Now if I sell abroad the PayPal fees are slightly higher. Now I myself got a bit confused with this and I still haven't quite figured out what the fees are for abroad. I'm trying to ask on that still, so I find that a bit confusing, but this is what you'll pay on eBay. Just flicking here to a typical listing by me. You can add up to 12 photos for free and then after that they'll start charging you. And also they do have good customer services, though you sometimes have to go around in circles before you actually get, because you have to select like from multiple choice questions to try and get to the issue, or sometimes you have to click something really obscure that's nothing to do with your issue just to get through or just to get somebody to call you. But that's why you pay your fees on eBay, is because you're paying for somebody to help you, and this is specifically designed just for buying and selling, so it's a bit more dedicated, but then you've got the fees. So I won't go into too much else, but I'm just doing this a very basic guide on each one. If you want more information you'll just have to go to the sites and research it yourself. Okay, next up, Gumtree. Okay, here we are on the Gumtree site, gumtree.com. I've only been on this for just over a year and I've gathered a little bit of experience, but not too much. It's basically pretty simple. You know, you at top here you click post an advert and then you go through the categories and you click, are you doing for sale, are you selling properties and such like. So we'll click for sale for general household stuff, and then you just scroll down here and find what it is you want to sell, etc, etc. So you just select what you're selling, and then down here you will click continue. So then you start selling it. You put your title in and you can add up to 20 images. You can put a YouTube link into your video if you like me and you do your videos of items you're selling to help sell your items. And in here you've got your description box and how much you want for your item, and then you just basically just fill in the things like you pretty much do on eBay. And I'm just looking at some of my listings here, and you can edit it or just delete it. They usually stay up for about 20 days and then Gumtree will take them off. You do have the opportunity to, what's it called, to do what they call make a feature advert, but then you do have to pay to make it a featured advert, so there are charges associated with that. So really there's no fees for actually putting in a basic advert, so it's free to list. You can advertise for local pickup, or you can post the buyer through PayPal payment, and it's a good thing really to list your postage options like I do here if you want to sell outside the UK. You can contact the customer services, but sometimes they don't get back to you for a day or two, so just bear with that. As I say, they do charge if you want to have your advert permanently on the page for so many days. It's a different fee. So there really isn't much else I can sort of say on Gumtree, but they could do with a better system for when they communicate, when you send a message to somebody that you're interested. I think really they should put up something to say that you've sold it before somebody can review you. That's my only gripe with this site, is that somebody can leave you a review and you haven't even sent the item yet, which is, I don't feel is quite right. So I just thought I'd warn you guys on that. So that's Gumtree. Next up we have Spock. Okay, what can I say about Spock? Well, it's slightly annoying because you can only list 5 photographs, and you're limited to how much you can put in the description of the item. You can only put up to 50 words, which can be really annoying. And also in the description box here, you can only write up to 500 letters. So it kind of makes it, for me, more annoying. I try not to use Spock that often. And their customer service is terrible. They take up to 5 days or more to get back to you with a problem. But you can leave somebody a review when you've marked them, pretty much like Gumtree, after you've had a conversation with them. So again, there's like good points and bad points, but I think Spock is the worst one of all the ones I'm going to show you. But I think really it's aimed more at people with mobile internet telephones, so rather than computers like me. Okay, next up, Facebook Marketplace. Okay, I think a lot of us are familiar with Facebook. Now, once you log into Facebook, on the left hand side here you'll see Marketplace. This only seems to show up when you first go into it, so if I log into my account, so actually go to my page, suddenly that disappears, but that's another story. So we'll just click Marketplace. This is something that Facebook are doing on their own, but you have to remember that Facebook is not a dedicated selling site. It's for anything basically that's legal. So, and they have no customer services to help you. You can report things and hope they take a listen. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So in the marketplace we've got browse, shops, buying, selling, or items you've saved in your location, so you can search within your town. And this is the box that you type in to search for items. So we'll go to sell something. And it says, is it a general item for sale, a vehicle, or properties to sell or rent? So we'll go to sell household item. It'll ask you to select a category, type in what you are selling, put a price, your town, that's not actually my town but doesn't matter, and here you can add 10 photos. Now It says plus 10, but when I try putting more than 10 photos in, it won't let me, so I don't know what that's about. But basically it's pretty straightforward. I'll just go on to some items that I've got for sale here. Like this on Gumtree, it also tell you how many people have looked at your item. You can mark it as sold or pending. Manage just means you want to edit or delete your listing. And quite clearly here you can see all the prices as well, so I'll just go to browse. I've just quickly searched, say, for a Disney doll, and it'll come up with places that are closest to me. And in here you'll see the first main picture that you put on out of all your pictures. It will then show you the price in the box here, so there's no reason why you shouldn't see that, and the title. So we'll just click through. There's my listing, and here it should give you the opportunity to flick through more photos. Once you actually click the picture itself and click the item, just click the arrows and you can go all the way through the images. And then over here you will see again the title, the price, and you click more to read the rest of the description, and you can see the rest of my description there in the box. Great variety of buy and sell groups you can join on Facebook that are nothing to do with Facebook's marketplace, and they're just people from the public like you and I. You just set them up to run. Each will have their own rules which you have to try and remember. Some are just Disney based or Harry Potter based or Batman based. Some are for every single item, some are for businesses, some are for home selling and businesses, and some of them just don't have any rules much at all, so I try not to go into too many of those. But basically you can just search for things and see what pops up in the groups, but you do have to wait to join them first, so you have to wait till into the group. So but I'll just go over about how the messages work and what to look out for. Okay, I just borrowed my mum's Facebook account at a second to go into the marketplace and find my items for sale. We'll go with this doll, so we'll click it. Then down here you'll see it says send seller a message. It'll say you can tap that on your phone if you want to, or just click send. But down here you can also just click message, so we'll click that, and I'll just put this camcorder down a second so I can type something. Okay, so it says hello Tracy, I'd like to buy this doll please, so we'll send that, and in a few seconds I should get a message. Now just showing you what this looks like with say my mum sending this to me. A message box is just clicked up to say she's messaged me. At the top here it says the item, it shows how much it was, and it shows what she's just sent to me. So I'll just go on to my Facebook. Okay, up here it says, yeah, I got a message, good. So I'll just click it. And right at the top here you can see I've had a request on the item, so I click it. And then it opens up down here, so this is what I'm seeing now. I see partner name, who it was, and which item it was on about. Now I can click that name and it can take me to their profile. This box will come up, and you can check them out, which I strongly recommend that you check out your profile so that you know who you're dealing with. I do that every single time somebody messages me, because you do get a lot of fake accounts on eBay, or some, not eBay, sorry, Facebook, and some that have black banners with just the same picture over and over and over. They only do this to make it look like Facebook is recognising their account as being active, so just be careful there. Or if you click here, right where the cursor is, it should take you to where the inquiry came from. Now, okay, something went a little bit weird with that item, so I'm going to select a different item and do the same again. Sorry, let's try again. Right, so we click the item and the inquiry came from the marketplace. Now, if it was a group, like I showed you earlier, you can click it and it should take you to the group where it came from. So it should take you directly back to the inquiry. But sometimes the groups might be private groups or public. Public means that anybody who's not a member of the group can see all the content. That means all the posts on this page, people selling, people's items for sale. So sometimes if it's a public only group, then when you go to the marketplace and you inquire, it might actually take you back to a group where that member is not a part of. I don't know why it does that, I haven't figured it out yet, but that's just one of the things of Facebook, I suppose. I don't know, but some of you guys might know why that's doing that. So anyway, back to the messaging. I just want to go over a couple of things. In the top right corner here, you'll see 3 little dots, and you can click those, and it says see details, mark as pending, mark as sold, or report buyer. This is a new thing Facebook are doing now. I think they're taking the marketplace and selling a bit more seriously than they used to, due to the amount of scammers that you get on here. You can click report buyer, and you can click one of these options: deliberately low offer, didn't show up, stop responding, scam, or bullying and harassment. So you can click one of those and just go next, and then follow the instructions to report, so that they can keep the marketplace a bit more safer. And here you can also, if you think the profile is dodgy, obviously you can block them. You can click something's wrong to report the conversation, or just delete the conversation altogether. So if I click that and then click delete conversation, the message is now gone and it's deleted from my message folder. Okay, so basically it's all free to sell on Facebook. There's no fees for cars, houses, whatever. They don't charge. They do have this something called an FB pay service system through PayPal, and a lot of people have had trouble with it, so I'm not going to advise you use that. Just go through PayPal. It's less stress at the end of the day by the looks of it. So, but you do get more scammers on here trying to con people, so just be aware of that. I'll go over that in a second. And just remember, they have no customer services on Facebook. So yeah, so when you list in the groups as well, you can put as many photos on as you want as well, so there's no restriction in the groups as to how many photos. Quick handy thing on the groups, this one is buy and sell United Kingdom that I'm in. On the left hand side of the group here, you can search for items. So if you put kettle in, I'll just do that. I pressed enter and it says results from this group, And so there's only one person selling something from this group, so you click that and open it up. But that only searches ones that are done under the sale tab, and it'll say end of results, and then it will show these that are actually available on the marketplace. So just beware that this is results from the group, and anything after end of results is then going on to items elsewhere not in the group. So, or you can click all posts. This will search the whole group for anybody who's mentioned the word kettle in their adverts, and you do have to be aware of the, oh that's the item there, of the dates of these things. You can hover over it and it'll say 2020. When you're searching for things, always check out the dates, because some people don't take their items off and they've been up there like last 2 years. So that's an important thing. And obviously when you are buying, use the sell something tab to sell an item. On this you can only put in the title and the price, your location, description and photos. You cannot add a video. In discussion, that is just to discuss things like you do on your wall anyway, so you can load a video there. You can still sell something, but you'll just have to put it in big letters at the top like it's a for sale post. So that's how you do things if you just want to discuss. Something about the latest scams going around. You get sites like Gumtree and Spock that will send you a message saying to email them at an email address they're interested in your item. Well, first of all, why can't they message through the site, and what is it about? So unless they're asking for more photos or something genuine, I'd be suspicious. So I've printed off this email to show you what they'll sort of say, and this is one I got off Spock, and I only did this so you can actually see what they write. So I got one saying, hey, I'm interested in your item, please email me at this address. So I did. And this is what they'll say, something like, the price is good for buy for me, please remove the advert and consider it sold as I'm paying the full asking price. I have done a thorough check on the advert and find, sadly, I would not be able to come personally to view or collect it due to housebound. Blah 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 blah. And then they say, but I will have an agent that would help me to pick it up at your preferred location. I will pay you via PayPal, and it will start after you cash your money if that's okay with you. So what they basically do is they'll have somebody come and pick up the item from you, and then they won't pay you and they will disappear. Do not fall for this unless they're asking for more photos, which like Spock I can understand because they let you put 5 photos in. Just be wary because they're trying to get you to do the sale off the site. So Spock or Gumtree won't know what's going on if the messages aren't going through their own website, so just be wary of that. Just quickly running through some of the postal systems that you can use to post items online. I'm UK based, so it might be different ones for your country. We have Royal Mail, and you can just click sending there and all these options will come down, and you just go to buy postage online, and then it will take you to this screen and just get started now. And you can do this and you can just get quotes. You can just use it to see how much your item's going to cost. So I would recommend that you just you weigh your parcel, you weigh it in the box and get an idea. I always go over what it says. So if my item says it's going to be 350 grams, just say, I would round that up to 400, or if it's 1 kilogram, just put that and just say if it comes to 1 kilogram 355 or something weird, I would round that up to say 1 kilogram 400, because if you under declare the parcel's weight you will be charged, so just be careful of that and make sure you put the right sizes in. So you can, I'm just doing this for UK, as you saw it's UK. They only go up to small or medium parcels, and it will tell you here what the maximum width, depth and length of each one side has got to be. If you go over that again you will be charged, so be careful. So we'll just pretend it's a medium parcel, continue, and then it'll go through the options here. Royal Mail second class signed for. Now if your item is over £20 you must send it signed for. You'll only be covered up to £20 if you send it without being signed for. So just something to know there, and then put your compensation there. So if it's up to 20, up to 50, what the value of your parcel is to be covered. Okay, then you just basically go through all the instructions, adding the details, the sender details, and then you'll be asked to pay at the end of the transaction. So it's really easy to do. I recommend using Royal Mail for smaller parcels. If it's a big parcel they'll send you to Parcel Force. Now this is where I recommend a site called Parcel to Go. You might want to get an account if you're going to use them, because then you can keep track of your parcels much easier. You can click get a quote like you could with Royal Mail. You can select here where your parcel is going to, and then you can put in there the weight of your parcel, etc. We'll just pretend we're going to calendar, ask you to put in the weight, length, width and height of the parcel. So I'll just make something up. Okay, so I've just gone quote and look, and it'll come up with the usual postal companies that you'll see throughout the UK. UPS, Parcel Force, TNT. I personally only ever used Parcel Force, NDPT and UPS. Sometimes it will come up with My Hermes or Yodel. Now I can't tell you which ones to use, but all I can say is My Hermes and Yodel have had the worst customer service and worst postage record ever. You only need to watch BBC Watchdog to see what they do with their parcels, but yeah, that's another thing. But if I was to go through Parcel Force, the website, and put in exactly the same weight, length, width and parcel that I just entered, it would probably be twice as much. But if you go through Parcel to Go, you'll find it's a lot cheaper. So then you would notice some of them say drop off your parcel, so you'd be asked to nominate your closest drop off point. Some of them will be collection, but they will be a little bit more. You can see here this one is drop off, it's £31.45, or collection is £33.47, so there's a couple of pound difference. So we'll just pretend that I'm going to drop it off, so I'll click that. You'll be asked to put in all your information. You'll be asked to put in here what the contents are and the value. So let's just make something up. Let's say it's £70. So down here you're only covered on most of them up to £50, so it will say yes, I would like to protect my parcel for an extra whatever. So accidentally gone down to 69 there, so there we go, that's better, 70. So you can say no, I'm willing to take the risk for the loss or damage, which I would never do. So then you click yes. At the moment that's the price, but it's going to add an extra pound so that you'll be covered up to that £70, the value of your parcel. Or say if that's what you sold the item through PayPal, so somebody paid you 70, you want to click 70. So now the price has just gone up a little bit. It'll ask you to click that you understood the prohibited list, and then we'll just go out to the next step. Okay, so on its next screen it'll ask you to put in your details, and then down here ask you to put in the sender details, and then you can click here if you want a guaranteed delivery date. Now this will cost you a little bit more again, so you can click that. and again it shot the price up a little bit more by an extra £3. So that's if you want it to be absolutely guaranteed, but obviously at the moment it's not possible with the virus going on. So, and then you just follow the instructions and then you'll be asked to pay, and then at the end it will ask you to download your documents to print off. So it's all very easy to do. So I'll just go on to PayPal. Okay, we're on to PayPal now. It's very easy to have a PayPal account. If you're buying and selling online and you have a debit or credit card, there should be no reason why you cannot pay through PayPal. It is the safest way to go. Do not use bank transfer. It is not safe and it is not going to cover you the same way that PayPal do. I'm just going to very simply explain how the send and request money function works at the top here. So that you want to buy something off somebody selling something through Facebook, they will give you their email in a message, a private message, and then you click send and request. Okay, once you've put in their email address, it asks you to put in an amount here, so we'll just make something up. £40, yeah, okay. So you can add a note there, so just click that and you can say what it's for, like what item it's for, and we just click continue. Now here's where you need to know the difference between gifting a payment to a friend or family member or paying for an item on the internet. Gifting doesn't give you any protection through PayPal. Basically only use this or select this if you want to send, like if it's birthday or Christmas money. Just bear in mind, if you send money abroad, there might be various fees involved. So, but basically there's no PayPal protection if something goes wrong in the transaction with that one. You'll get a lot of scammers on Facebook who will try this on and they'll say, oh, give me the money because it will save them some fees, they won't get charged any fees then, and then you hear nothing else from them. Or they're basically look out for people who might be new to selling and don't have a clue or an idea, or haven't read the rules of the group, in which most groups will tell you or give you good advice on how to use PayPal safely, and they will go over this. So you're paying for an item, you select goods or services, and you'll see there it be eligible for PayPal buyer protection. That's the important bit, because once you've sent an item as a seller, you then get the opportunity on the home page there to go back to your transaction and input the tracking number and the company used. It's very important you put a tracking number in, so you probably have to send it signed for or tracked, which costs a little bit more to the buyer. But at the end of the day, that is what PayPal are looking for, a tracking number. So if something goes wrong, like it comes damaged or you didn't receive your item, you can then raise a case with PayPal. So just make sure you click paying for an item or service. Okay, so then it will say £40 and there's the made up email address. Then you'll scroll down and it'll give you an opportunity to pay with your debit card or set card, and you can change it there to your preferred method. So you just scroll down to the bottom where it says send money now, and then your money is sent. The other way you can do it is you can request the money from the buyer. So press request, obviously put their email address in here, press next, and you more or less go over the same thing, and it will say request sent, and they then open their PayPal account, and when they receive your invoice or request, they'll open it up and just pay at their end. But it might just take a little bit longer. So there's that way to do it as well. The fees are, for within your own country, or UK at least, we pay 3.4% plus the 20p transaction fee. If you're paying outside of UK, so if you're selling to somebody, say I sell to somebody in France, I will be charged a higher amount in PayPal fees. As I said earlier at the beginning of the video, I'm not entirely sure what that is, because I find this whole thing confusing as a bunch of tables which I don't understand. But anyway, so it will be higher depending on the amount as well. So it's going back to eBay. If you buy on eBay, you'll not have your 10% of fees, but you'll have your PayPal fees on top. This is what makes doing it off eBay so much better for the seller, because they will only get a small percentage in fees. But it's great if you just want a buy it now item and you're happy to get that amount for the item. Obviously you can't do auctions on Facebook, so but as I say, Facebook, they got no customer services. It's not a dedicated selling page. But you know, you've got eBay, there is a dedicated selling page, and you can get through to a customer service should you have a problem, and you can open a case there, just like you can come to PayPal and open a case. You do not need to use PayPal on eBay or any other platform to be covered for buyer seller protection. This is where a lot of people keep getting it wrong, because eBay obviously want their fees. They are not going to tell you that you know, you can use PayPal all on its own. They'll say to you things like they said to me once, oh, it's not safe to use PayPal off eBay. Well, I'm sorry, but millions of people out there use PayPal to send money every day, and millions of companies use it. So it's a load of waffle. It's basically because they won't get their fees. There's always a reason for it at the end of the day. But you can open a case on PayPal just like you can on eBay. Okay, so you're fully covered. So long as you read everything, read their help files, go into more detail than I can do on here, and just familiarize yourself with it, or ask questions on Facebook. Maybe a friend can help you more. You know, there's nothing to worry about. It's very easy to have a PayPal account, and it's the safest way to buy and sell. I hope this video has been more or less helpful. I know it's a little bit longer than I intended, but I'd really want everybody to just buy and sell more safely out there, especially with the likes of Facebook, where you get so many scammers. So stay safe everybody, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.